Hello and welcome. My name is Céline, and in today's vlog, I'll finally be finishing my abandoned project. There's going to be 2 knitted pieces and 1 crochet top. I actually haven't crocheted in a very long time, so I'm super excited to be doing that. All 3 garments are actually so gorgeous. I cannot wait to add them to my wardrobe at last. I think I might actually sit here for the first bit of this. My dear friend Stefania, or the Knitting Shura on Instagram, asked me if I could test her first sweater pattern at the end of last year. It is Smoke the Sweater. As you can see, I'm so close to being done. I managed to finish 1 sleeve and the body in time for the pattern release, but then I had to put it on hold to knit up all of my Christmas gifts, and it's been that way since. I'm completely desperate to finish this because it is so magical. Stefania is actually the person that got me into knitting in the first place. Over lockdown, I remember being fascinated by her posts on Instagram where she'd show her incredible pieces. So one day I asked her if she could help me knit my first sweater, and she said yes. So we started doing these video call knitting sessions where she would teach me how to read a knitting pattern. Our video call actually turned into a weekly knitting club that her and I still do to this day with other 2 lovely ladies. I must say, Wednesday evenings are my favorites because of the knitting club. Little intermission. I hope you don't mind me knitting on something completely different, but I was just reading the comments under one of my videos, and a person commented that it's so nice to see someone knitting English. They said, I always feel like a lesser knitter because I don't knit continental. And I just wanted to touch on this because I definitely relate. I think it's because continental looks a little bit more dexterous than English for some reason. Also, there's just so many people knitting continental that I think it's inevitable for you to think, am I missing out on something by not knitting continental? But then I just thought that I can knit literally everything and anything that a continental knitter knits. And another major point of encouragement is that so many incredible designers are actually English knitters. Rose Knitwear or Handmade by Florence, for example. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. I think it's really cool that you can just pick the style of knitting that works best for you. I know continental has different styles within itself. Some people hold their index really far from their needles, while others hold it really close. If you're an English knitter, do you throw or do you flick? Portuguese knitting is also so fascinating. I know they wrap the yarn around the neck and work that way, but I'd be really curious to know what style of knitting you work in. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. All right, that was my intermission. Back to the video. Going into this pattern, I was worried that the smock stitch was going to be complicated. I had never tried it before, so I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Stefania also includes a video tutorial for the smock stitch, but I understood it from the written instructions, and it was just like so simple to understand that I still had to watch the video to confirm that I had understood correctly, and I had. So smock stitch was way easier than I was expecting, which is always nice when that happens. If you could only hold this sweater in your hands. The yoke is so vaporous and bouncy. It is amazing to hold. This stitch produces a lot of dimension, so it just feels incredible. So I have finished Smoke the Sweater. Look at it. I'm so happy. Obviously you saw that the whole yoke is in this beautiful smock stitch design, which also trails down the sides of the sweater. I love this detail. There is a split high-low hem at the bottom. For this design, I recommend you use a yarn in a soft pastel-y shade. I think those colors really do the sweater a lot of justice. It just highlights the smock stitch so beautifully, and they pair up really well with the classic and dainty fit of this piece. I also made some modifications to the sleeve. Originally Originally, the sleeve is tapered and is finished off with the same ribbing that we have here on the neck and the body. I made them more bell-shaped rather than tapered. I enjoyed the smock stitch so much that I had to put it on the cuff. When I posted a photo of this on my Instagram, you guys seemed to absolutely love it. So I was speaking to Stefania about it and she actually decided to write up and include the instructions for this cuff option. I'm super happy that I was able to contribute to this pattern in that way. So that is one whip done and 2 more to go. I had to change because it was too warm. I'm now moving on to a project that really does not deserve to be abandoned. You can't really tell, but this is the Aura top by Moonshane. This is what the finished top looks like. As you can see, it is an absolute fairy tale of a crochet top. It's in the same silhouette as my favorite dress of all time, which I may insert a clip of. The reason I've abandoned this project is that I've put off making a modification to this line of treble crochets. I don't love how gappy they are, especially compared to the rest of the stitches. I just like the fabric to be a bit denser. So yeah, while I unravel, I'm embarrassed to admit that I began this top in April 2021. Once I finished the body, I took a break, told myself I'd get back to it in the summer. Summer rolled around, didn't get round to it, and then I told myself, I'll do it next summer. And that's what happened every year since I started this. It is now February 2024, so that's almost 3 years. And I've decided I'm not waiting for the summer this time. Guys, I finished it. Here it is. It is a relief that I finished this. It's just been in the back of my mind for 3 years. It just makes me feel really good about myself, and I was able to commit to something despite so much time passing. And on top of that, I now have the most pretty top ever, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea, but this is so up my alley. I wish I could dress like this every single day. If I could, I would. With this video, I also want to emphasize that it's completely normal to have abandoned projects, and you should only pick them back up if it makes your soul happy, if you have a purpose for them. For me, having to film this video made me desire to see this top finished. Ended up being a pleasure to make, and honestly, that's all that matters. Only work on something if you know you're going to enjoy it. There's no point. I also like to believe that if I don't want to finish something right now, there will be a better time for it in the future. Hello, don't mind me trying a voiceover for the first time, but my mum was visiting, so we went to the park and we were just chatting away, and at one point she suggested looking for new colors in my wardrobe to wear with my handmade knits. So here I present you color combinations you may have not tried for your outfits. I've been dreaming of mustard yellow with navy, so I tried it and loved it. Red and blue, I feel like it's a classic, this one. Oh my goodness, light blue and red is my new favorite thing. Best one out of all the ones I'll be showing you, in my opinion. This would be nice styled with glitzy jewelry and accessories. Sage green and navy is also quite cute, I think. Again, red and blue is a classic, but I added a yellow coat. How fun. Last one is also quite funky. Guys, let me know what you think of these combinations. Would you wear them? I'm going to carry on with the voiceover because this is quite fun, actually. So I finally began the last abandoned project. These are the aena socks from 52 Weeks of Socks that I started in August. I have really bad second sock syndrome, so I finished the first sock and I never cast on the second one. So that's what I'm doing here, watching Alice in Wonderland. I also brought this sock to our little trip to the yarn festival. I have a vlog up of this. It's my favorite vlog that I have on my channel. Here you can see the little sock is shaping up. It got a bit fiddly at this point, but the finish line is terribly close. Kitchener stitch, and then a good block. And you guys, the sock is done. I couldn't believe it. These socks have been haunting me for so many months. And here I am with all of my completed whips. I went into the month without any expectations to cast on anything new, and I feel like that relieves some pressure and I managed to go through this little pile. Let me know which one of these was your favorite garment. Let me know what you've been working on lately. I'll also leave my Instagram on the screen. That's where I try to update you guys on my creations on a daily basis. As always, I thank you so much for sticking till the end of the video. I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next video.